Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I just wanted to talk to y'all about van life and my feelings about it. Um, right now, I don't have my camper truck anymore because it got towed when I was having surgery. But I just want to voice my opinion about how I feel about van life and why I think that you have fake van life and you have what we call real van life. And some people may disagree, and that's okay. But um, it is what it is. So I'm still a nomad, even though I'm not in my truck anymore. Where I'm at right now is temporary. It's not where I'm gonna be. Um, because I do live nomadically, and there's been a lot of changes since when I first started van life. And as far as those changes go, I don't want to say anything to like offend anyone. But um okay. I feel that van life was really van life when people my hair look wow. It was hot. But I feel that van life was really van life when people was doing van life they really didn't have any other options. Like now, people calling it van life when it's really not van life. Got $100,000 vans, $200,000 vans. Um and they have the money to do that, like to get $100,000 van or a $200,000 van or make these big old build outs and stuff like that. I don't think it's van life when if you get tired of it, you can just go back home because that's not everybody else's situation. So, like if you live in a home or you have your own sticks and bricks, I don't consider that van life. Like you go out and you go, I call it road trips. Like people that can go out, say, I'm going to go over here for a couple of weeks, go over there for a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to go back home. That's not van life. That's a road trip. Van life was something that came about for people that really didn't have any other options. Like, you had no other options. Like, rent was too high. It was just a lot of stuff going on, like emotionally, mentally. And you got tired of the rat race, like living paycheck to paycheck and things like that. People that have like their parents that help make their vans, when they feel like it, they on the road. When they not, they go back home. That's not van life. That's a road trip. Real van life is not like that. Real van life is people they really probably didn't have any other options. And they had to create a safe space or a space that they can be in no matter what happened. They don't have to worry about the rent being too high and getting put out, because rent prices raise every year. They get higher and higher and higher. And you got people that can go out in their vans, they buy these little cheap vans or whatever. And that was something that was done by people that really didn't have any other options. So if you could just go buy a van and go to Arizona on courtside for a couple of weeks or something like that and think you're a van lifer, you're not. You're just taking road trips, like, and everything is so, I want to say, like, laid out kind of like on a pedestal for people that are doing what they call van life now. There's a lot of people that's not van life, but they got Overlander, they got butane stoves, and um, just a lot of things that people that really, really was living van life didn't have to deal with or have to have when they were living their van life. You got people living in their vans. I'm not gonna say they living in their vans. If you going back home, you not living a van life. You just road tripping. You just out here having some fun on your parents' buck or something like that. Van lifers are people who didn't have any other options. They not making new cargo builds every 6 months and stuff like that. That's for people that got money already. They really don't need to be living a van life. They got sticks and bricks and stuff like that. But if you like out here for real, like homeless, ain't got nowhere to go. It's people out here with kids that's living a van life, really living a van life. They're not just taking little road trips and stuff like that and calling it van life. That's not van life. Some of them people, if they didn't have all these amenities or whatever you want to call it, to go along with their van, from like their little rich parents or whatever, they wouldn't be able to handle it. They wouldn't be able to handle it with all the extras, without all the extras. You see people now that's living van life talking about they need a 30-foot RV or a high top van, and they spending $5,000 for the high top and stuff like that. That's not real van life, because if you got money to spend like that, to do all these extra things, motorized beds and stuff like that in your van, you're not living the van life, nor do you need to live the van life. Van life is for people who didn't have any other options, that was going through whatever they was going through or whatever. And they needed a place to stay, and they was able to get something probably for a little bit of nothing and make it into their home. That's real van life. Trying to figure out where you're going to be at in the middle of the night. Not just like now. A lot of people mistake van life for being able to just travel around the world, or I just do it for an adventure, or I only go number one in this cassette toilet and stuff like that. That's not real van life. And I don't know why people are so, it's just fake to me, just being real fake. Like saying stuff like, only go number one in here, I would never go number two, and stuff like that. You can't say what you would never do if you really live a van life, because there's going to be some spots that you in sometime that it ain't going to be no public bathrooms or, where you can go and do your business. You might have to take a couple of plastic bags, put them over that cassette toilet, and handle your business, and then throw it away somewhere. You might have to use that cassette toilet to go to the bathroom. That's real van life. If you got all these other options, you is not living the van life. You got all these other options. So I don't have to use it in there. I can go to my friend's house and park over there, for the night on their property, stuff like that. That's not real van life. Real van life is like you have to make your own options. Like you got to figure out how this is going to get done. What I'm going to eat tonight. It ain't no butane. What I'm going to eat. How I'm going to cook. Some people just eat cold stuff. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, if you got a sticks and bricks and you got other means of shelter, like your home, your family's, home, where you can stay indefinitely and stuff like that, that's not van life. It's not van life. You just doing some adventures. You just saw this as a good opportunity to do some stuff. Real van life, people that live the real van life, they've learned to be more self-sufficient. They've learned what to eat when they don't have butane, where to park when there ain't no places to park, how to bathe. When I used to live in my truck, I had a collapsible sink. I wash up in my truck. I do a whole sponge bath. And when I wanted some like running water, because I didn't have a sink, or I had a collapsible sink, but I didn't have all this extra stuff that people doing now in their vans, like, you know, showers and, you know, stuff like that. I ain't got that kind of money. That's why I started living the van life. When I wanted a shower, I went out and bought a weed sprayer. You pump it up, wash it up, spray yourself off. Yeah, because that's not real van life. Real van life teaches you a lot of things. A lot of things become more routine. You know, getting up in the morning. What I'm gonna do this morning when I get up. I'm gonna have my coffee first. I'm gonna lay down a little bit longer in this Walmart parking lot. I'm gonna go to work. But all these people that got Overlander, and I mean, it's available to everybody now, but you got all these other options. I be watching people like on TV, on YouTube videos and stuff like that. They break down, they go get a tow, send it to the mechanic, go get a hotel. Everybody don't have money like that. Not no person that's living a real van life. Sure, you got other options. You got your parents' house. I'm going to my parents' house in Texas or whatever, and now I'm gonna go back out into the world and live this like van life. You're not living no real van life because you have other options. When you don't have any more options, when there are no options but for you to live in a van or a tent, that's real van life. When you can say, I'm gonna just take my cat over here to like my sister's house, my sister's house or my brother's house. Like MacGyver. What you mean? When you could just, you know, go somewhere else, like to your parents' house or your sister's house, or have somebody keep your pets and stuff like that, I don't consider that van life. Like, you got it going on. You got it good. Real van lifers, we like really in this stuff. Like, we really have to come up with solutions and resolutions and, you know, something that's going to work. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But it's a lot of people out here calling it van life when it's really not van life to me. It's not van life. If you can just go back home to your mom, it's not van life. If you got a house, a whole house, now it's falling into like hobbies. This is your hobby. You got people in their house, in their driveways of their big ass home, building out their vans and stuff like that. And then as soon as they get, you know, you see Bob Wells, he interviewing these people, and they like, yeah, I have a sticks and bricks, you know, I just come out here and I, you know. Yeah, that's a hobby. Somebody like me, like right now, my truck got towed when I was having surgery with everything in it. That was my home with everything in it. Okay? When I had my camper truck, I had that option. You know, I could work when I wanted to work and stuff like that, you know, because it don't cost much to keep up. You know, living a van life was for me was all about taking care of me. That freedom, like being able to rest longer when I want to. You know, I don't have to get up when somebody else say I have to get up. I ain't got to be in no job when, you know, I don't feel like it. I don't have to, you know, work a 40, 50-hour week and then have to give up all my money to somebody else and not have nothing to show for it. All that stuff is like a mental, it really messes with your mental, like breaks you down and stuff like that. All work and no play make what? You know, it's people that do the same thing every day. They got the same routine, and that's good for them. You know, people, my grandson asked me the other day, he said, don't you want to have a home, like an apartment better than like living in your truck or your van? No. I would rather have some land, you know, and that was like my whole objective, like living in my truck was so I can save some money, so I can get some land, so I can never have to worry about nobody telling me I got to get out, you got to go, stuff like that there. Mm-mm. You know, you got to have some kind of plan, you know, some kind of mission. You know what I mean? And then maybe you don't, because some people, you know, the new fake van life that they got going on now. Everybody talking about, you know, they traveling every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Who got money like that? Who got money like that? I ain't got money like that. Well, I could be spending $100 in my gas tank every couple of weeks, and you know, if I'm gonna be doing all that, I might as well just stay in an apartment or something like that. I ain't got money like that. Mm-mm. No. Van life, like I said, was created, you know, mindlessly by people that really didn't have any other options. If they smart, they'll try to build something. Not just like this van life, but build something. Save you some money. Get out of debt. Um, Buy you a piece of land. Somewhere you can go where you ain't got to worry about nobody telling you that you got to leave and stuff like that there. Like, that's my biggest thing. Like, I've been on my own since I was like 13 years old. And back then, I didn't have a car or a truck or a van or somewhere like that to stay. I had to stay in the streets, like sleeping in emergency rooms because they stayed open 24 hours, sleeping under people's stairwells in the hallways, sleeping in abandoned buildings and stuff like that to get out the cold. You know, I had to deal with the elements of crazy people. You know, that's when I found out that grown people ain't nothing. You know, because I was a child. And a lot of stuff that I had seen and people did and stuff like that, you know, it let me know ain't nothing out here in these streets, nothing. Nothing. I'm an adult now. And now I'm like, you know, I appreciate my daughter coming to get me and bringing me here to her home and, you know, letting me stay here or whatever for a little while and all that stuff for as long as I want to or whatever. But I'm not happy. Like, where I'm at now is far away from everything that I need to be near. You know, I got to have a biopsy because they saw something in my right breast. I got to have a biopsy. I done missed 4 appointments already, all because I'm in somewhere where I can't get to the stuff that I need to be around. So even though I have a shelter over my head, it's not mine. It's not benefiting me in the long run because I can't get to my doctor's appointments. You know, I can't take care of my business and stuff like that there. And it's a lot of stuff that I need to take care of, and I can't do it from here. Which leads me into my next thing. So how do you survive when you don't have a van, or you don't have a truck, or you don't have another place to stay? You know what I mean? Some people use tents. Some people go to shelters. I went to a shelter twice. Got put out. I got put out the first one. The second one, I just left. I got put out the first one because some stud broad attacked me, and that was it. Like, you know? And so they put me out at 10:30 at night because I was fighting. Like, you know, I done got stabbed 6 times. I done been raped. I done been molested. All kind of stuff, you know? But just be, and you know, there's a big misconception too about people that live a van life. They think they just like hippies, or, you know, stupid people that just messed up their life, and or somebody that's being punished. I hear that a lot. That's being punished for something that they did in their life. All those are hypocritical BS statements. Somebody told me God took everything away from you. God didn't take anything away from me. Okay? You know, I used to think like I would have never thought, you know, like in my life, because the first time I was homeless, I was only 13. That was because my stepfather kept, you know, touching me, molesting me. And then I had to sleep in abandoned buildings and, you know, around grown people that really didn't have good intentions and stuff like that. But God, he watched over me, obviously, because I'm still here. But the events that I went through in my life up until this point have shaped the individual that I am today. I don't live nomadically because I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. I have 3 degrees. I have a bachelor's in applied behavioral science, a master's in early childhood education, and another master's in human services with a specialization in mental health. I raised my children. I stayed in school for like 8, 9 years straight, you know, and now, oh, am I really going to tell them this? But now, at age 53, you know, and having some experience and done been through some things and stuff like that, I can differentiate. Oh, did I say that right? Between real van life and somebody just taking a road trip. I plan on getting another job, which I've already been trying to do, working, saving enough money to get me another van or camper truck or whatever, and then going where I really need to be, which is not here. Like, I need to go back where it's warm at, so I get some of that real vitamin D. Because I have to tell you, as long as I've been up here, since last year in April, all I've had is like bad luck. Like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. I done had 2 surgeries, colon surgery. They took my thyroid out, thyroid surgery. I've really, it's just been rough. Like, just going from one situation to another situation. Then I'm towing my truck and everything. Like, everything has just been bad since I've been up here, like, in the Midwest. And I look whiter, too. And that's only because I ain't been under that Florida sun like I'm used to and stuff like that. I can respect other people's opinions about, you know, whatever it is. You know, maybe they think like you just, you know, a hippie or lazy or, you know, dirty. If you dirty and you live a van life, you been dirty. That ain't something that just started like overnight. You know what I mean? I be seeing people be doing their van life videos talking about, you know, well, most of the days I just use wipes. You know, wipes don't get you clean. Wipes is something I use like after I wipe my butt or something, and then I use a wipe to do some extra cleaning. But even after that, I got to take a bath. Like, it's just, you know, you don't have to be funky because, you know, you live a van life. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, you ain't got to be funky because you live a van life. That's not true. People that's funky and stinking and stuff like that, that's living in their vans and everything, that's how they really are. It ain't got nothing to do with van life. Because as long as you got soap and water, you can wash that ass. I'm just saying. You can wash that ass. So, you know, but I wash mine every damn day. I live in mine. When I lived in my truck, I wash my ass every day. Like, I didn't care if I had to go to McDonald's. I go to McDonald's, Walmart, and Big Stall in the bathroom because, you know, they had hot running water. I'll bring me a couple of towels up and down, throw one on the floor, have one to dry off with hanging up on the door or whatever. Bring my body wash, my toothbrush, my toothpaste, my washcloth, whatever. The sink, I use that as a brace for my foot. Like, baby, if you being funky, that's because you want to be funky. It ain't got nothing to do with van life. There are options. I had a white girlfriend. She was, you know, she was a little bit older than me. All she used to do is smoke cigarettes and drink Mountain Dew. She lived in a car with her daughter, her daughter's man, her grandson, who's grown, and 2 dogs in one car. That's real car life. That's people that don't have any other options, you know? I mean, their situation may have been a little different because, like, the grandmama, Sherry. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said her name. But Sherry was my friend. I used to help her. I used to buy cigarettes for her, Walmart outfits, food, take her to get showers, you know, that we pay for, like at the pilot station and stuff like that. I tried to make her feel better because she was really sad because her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend, all they was doing drugs. They'll put her out the car every night in the middle of the night, make her sit in the Walmart while they go on their little drug runs, go back and forth. Her daughter's man, he worked like a real construction job and stuff like that, made money. But you couldn't tell they made any money because it got all spent on drugs, except for the grandmama and the grandson. They wasn't doing nothing like that there. You know, I used to buy them food, all kind of stuff. When I was living in my truck, you wouldn't think that I lived in my truck. Because I used to help a lot of people. A lot of people. Because that's just who I am. You know. But These type of people, like I jump people off that's broke down in Walmart, that was living in their van with their kids and stuff like that. It's a lot of people that live this life because they don't have any other options. And the people that are going on these little road trips and going to all the meets and stuff like that, but they got a sticks and bricks at home and all that stuff like that there, that's not real van life. That's just people that's just taking road trips and trying something. You ain't living no real van life. And then you got people that claim that they live in their vans and they really don't. You can tell when somebody really live like in a van. Just look at the van or the vehicle. But if you can go back home to your mama, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating. Because I'm not. I'm just saying what it is. If you can go back home to your mom and your daddy after you've been riding around everywhere for a couple of months, spent all the money, that allowance that your parents gave you or the money that you made or whatever, that ain't no real van life. You're not really living no van life. You just out here having fun like a, you know. But anyway, I was just thinking about that this morning. And I was saying, let me go on here and talk to my viewers and stuff about how I feel about this so-called van life. It's a lot of people on here that ain't even really living the van life and that's really like excelling, like on YouTube and stuff like that. They not really even living the van life. It's crazy. But just know that for people who do not have any other options, people that's really out here, don't have no place to go, you know, those are real van lifers. But you got all these other options, you're not living a van life. That's not hating. That's just saying what it is. For real, for real.